Hello, I'm Jack. Welcome to my coding show. In this series of videos, we will be learning how to code in JavaScript. In particular, I will be using this tool called p5.js. So first of all, what is p5.js? Let's take a look. p5.js is a friendly tool for learning to code and make art. It is a free and open source JavaScript library built by an inclusive, nurturing community. p5.js welcomes artists, designers, beginners, educators, and anyone else. As you can see, p5.js is really made with a wide range of audiences in mind. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm choosing this tool for this particular series of videos. And I would also really like to encourage you to check out the About page to learn more about what p5.js is and why p5.js is built, as well as the ethos of the p5.js community. And also this community statement to really learn about what the community values and what is the p5.js community. And in order to code, we're going to click on the Start Coding button, and then we were seeing this p5.js web editor. And this is really where most of the work is going to happen. And there are many reasons why I choose p5.js for this series of videos. But one of the reasons is that p5.js is completely web-based. What that means is we can do everything within a web browser from start to finish. So we will be starting to write code here. We will be able to see our results here. And once we are done with our projects, with the work that we do, we can share our work with the world through a link. And so that is very accessible and very easy to use and very beginner friendly. And that is one of the major reasons why I'm choosing this tool. So let's take a quick look at the p5.js web editor. Over at the first glance, you can see it's a pretty standard tool. Where at the very top we have menu, where you have different menu, sub-menu options, and then to the right there's a gear icon, which is for settings. And then we will take a quick look a little bit later. And then we have a play and stop button, and as well as some other options. And on the left side, this is where our code is going to be. So code essentially is text that we type that will be run and interpreted by the browser, and then run inside of, on the right hand side, the preview section is where we'll see the code. And then at the bottom, this is where we have console, and that's where if we run into any errors, that's where it will be displayed. As when we can also use console as a way to communicate with our code, so we can display certain information that can help us understand the code as well as debugging the code. And if you click over here, we can see the files. So these are the files that actually make up our project. So for each p5 project, it consists of those 3 files. Again, we will learn more about those files in a later video. So first of all, I'm going to log into my account. And if you don't have an account, you should go ahead and sign up for an account. Technically, you do not have to have an account to be able to use p5. You can simply just type your code there. However, without an account, you won't be able to save your code, and there's a more likelihood that you will be losing the code that you write. That's why I would highly recommend you have an account. That way you can save the code and read that later, and so you don't lose them. I'm going to click login and then enter my passwords and click login. And this is what it will look like when it's logged in. So this might look a little bit different if you are using this for the first time. That is because I already changed some of the preferences which are saved to my account. So if you click on that gear icon, you'll see there are a few options. You have the default light option, dark, or high contrast. I will be using high contrast for accessibility reasons. So in the video, I will make sure to use high contrast. So ideally, it will be easy for you to read. And also there's a few options over here. You can change the text size, of course. And then there's autosave. I highly recommend having this on. One thing you need to remember is when you create a new project for the first time, we do need to save it ourselves. But ever since that, p5.js usually does a pretty good job of autosave, even though I still have the habit of frequently manually kind of trying to trigger the saving feature. And then there's auto close brackets and quotes. So this is an option where if you write a opening square brackets, or if you write a opening quotes or opening parentheses, the p5.js web editor is going to automatically close it for you. Personally, I like to having it off because I want to be able to type all the code myself, and so I don't have unexpected characters type for me. That's why I prefer it off. But ultimately, these settings are really up to you, up to your preferences. And then auto complete hinter, I also have it off. But this essentially this will give you hints as you write code. So I'm going to, and then in the accessibility feature, I believe by default line numbers is already on. So when we are writing code, in order to reference to different lines of code, it's usually very helpful to have the line number on. And then there's also warning sound. Again, these are the default, and I'm usually happy with this. And there's also some other accessibility feature that you can opt in depending on your needs. So I'm going to close that. So that's the quick overview of the p5.js web editor. In the next video, we're going to start coding, and we will dive in and start coding and make our first sketch. See you in the next video.